And yes, welcome back. As you can see, we're inside the store, aka my storage. And someone keeps speaking, man. Like, who is making all that noise, man? What the? Who are you? How'd you get here? Are you working now? This is Harry. He's our new work lab assistant, or actually storage manager. Imagine like Prime, but sublime. His name is Harry. There was a reason why I chose Harry, not because of Larry, but there's a reason for the H. So maybe like holding or stuff like that. I don't know. But this is Harry. So every time we come over here, we gotta say hi to Larry and ask him what he thinks. What do you think about the building, Harry? That's cool. I didn't ask. Get out of my face. As you can see, we're in the laboratory. Or are we? The VTOS music plays. Yes, as you can see, what is this weird building that we're in? Did I change the wall lighting because I didn't like the laboratory anymore? No, this is simply the new laboratory area, and I will show you all the new places. Yes, so this is actually the new place. As you can see, we have it automated over there. So if we actually need to do anything without having manual labor, we just do it on our own. This is obviously inspired by the actual original laboratory that we have over yonder. But this is the new area where the storage building is. So that's pretty snazzy. And then right behind you is the wall of culture vets, and it just looks cool. We can technically use them too. They're mainly here for like if we need to make multiple of one creature. We normally just make 3 because we have mother, father, and like the little baby one. But I just like how it looks, and it looks really cool. And I like using end rods. It makes it seem like futuristic. But that's not only the place that we've done. We've done another place. If we walk over here. Wait a minute. I try to record a video and you in the way. I need you to move. Mr. Maui, I need you to move. Go. Ooh, I'm gonna hit you. What? I'm gonna hit you. What? I'm gonna hit you. What? Oh, he's leaving. We've also done this place. Look at this. This looks so cool. That's a cool little helmet thing over there. Well, technically, that's like a lantern. There's a prehistoric flower. There's Doohickey Bombard #1. And then there's that thing up there, which creates these things. And as you can see, we have 4. There's that one over on the wall and then these. But these are the exact same thing. They're just facing different ways because they all have different textures. And this is for the Unusual Prehistory 2 version of this mod. As you can see, we have the fossils that we find. And then we have the plant. And then we have the automated version on the wall right there. And then it goes into this barrel, which is a copper barrel, which is just a regular barrel, just chipped to look like copper. And I feel like it blends in with this cool aesthetic. And if I move out the middle, we can see the forest. So once the forest is actually done, we'll see that in the future. It's pretty snazzy. Right now we see the box I made for the Spino, which is temporary. I do have to go over there and delete it though. But that's not all, folks. If we keep going this way, we have the prehistoric fauna section. Whoa, and we finally get to use the giant ammonite, and the itty-bitty ammonite, and the medium ammonite, and the large ammonite, the big ammonite. As you can see, we have fossils over there, and then the doohickeys right here. If I move out the middle, yoink. As you can see, this is how we get all this stuff. I was going to install like the DNA one, where we can get the DNA from the fossils, but reading the mod section, it was like I couldn't record it without permission. And whether that was eons ago thing or whatever the case may be, your boy doesn't want this YouTube channel to die because someone wants to be power hungry on their mod. I don't want to lose this channel because someone's being power hungry on the mods, but technically they're allowed to do whatever they want because they made the mod. Either way, I digress. As you can see, everything's roughly the same. Majority of these mods have like you make one thing and then that's it. So in this situation, it's just this paleo table. So the automatic system is only one. Has a barrel up top, goes into there, goes into the barrel. And if we actually go over here and right click on the barrel, you can see everything inside. Wow. So obviously that's not everything, but I guess I can show you the different sides because this one actually has more detail than the other ones. And that's a cool benefit of texturing every wall. We can have different angles. So not only that we have, as of right now, we only have 3 sections of the laboratories. We have technically 9 because we have one wall, that wall, and the other wall. But it's pretty snazzy. But as you can see, we got the paintings from the mod, and then we have the automatic sorting system that goes all the way up top, goes in the middle, and goes down to the chest. So it's pretty snazzy. And if we turn around, which for me, I'll be facing this way, as you can see, we have this side of the wall, which we have this right here, which this lectern is actually the one for the fauna mod. So if we would have our dinosaur book that I have in my shulker boxes, and we get some of the pages, we can actually just learn it like enchanting tables. So instead of actually going finding the creature, we can just use 3 pages to automatically learn the creature, and so we can have it in our books. But as you can see, we have some of the dinosaur paintings. Obviously these are not all of them, and at the end of the day, when we make the museum is literally going to be everything from each mod in a museum, and everything from Minecraft in a museum, because that's the point of a museum. So we have everything inside of it. So that's the goal, and then eventually it'll be ever expanding, you know, stuff like that. We're not just gonna do the museum in one episode, but that's the museum. Look at these cool paintings; they look so cool. We have a weird looking Steve. Look at him sitting down, and then we have some type of ankylosaurid or notosaurid. I don't know, one of those doohickey things. But this room looks amazing. And this is the time lapse of me building each room as of so far. So the benefit of these rooms is that one, some of them have windows, some of them don't, and this allows me to get multiple shots of us explaining a few things at any time where I need to explain a few things. So that's pretty snazzy. Eventually, at some point, I will expand the park, and that will be the backdrop. So that's pretty snazzy. But I think on camera, without doing the time lapse, I will build the next one, which is Unusual Prehistory, just a regular one. So we'll have that on recording, and that allowed me to explain, you know, the thought process on like how I built these little sections, because we really don't get that kind of feeling here. And then the rest of the video, I don't know what that's gonna be about. So good luck there for whoever is here to watch. Oh, I get the hiccups. I'm not cutting any of this out, by the way. I'm just gonna keep talking till the very end. So we can get on to that, shall we? Also, while caving, I found this guy. The goal with some of these guys is I want to keep them, but since they're 2 entities, I can't. Yeah, there's that. And then we also found this dude, which is a weird dude who's part of the one ancient beast. So I ended up getting a bucket and capturing him. So that's, you know, this is stuff that eventually, if it shows up later, you know why. Welcome to Building with Larry Ross. As you can see, we have a clean slate here, and we will be building a laboratory. Now, I've already got all the materials that we need, so how about we go in and make a cool laboratory. Ta-ta! Now, I've already got the floor planned out. As you can see, we have a cool deep slate decor, being surrounded by some white. The white floor showing some type of science appeal, allowing us to explore the capabilities of plan color. We will place our first analyzer down, followed by different facing analyzer and a different facing analyzer. Amazing. Now, we can work on the shoulder, adding a shelf made of quartz slab with another shelf on top, adding a little bit of flair. With this, we can add the cultivators to add that splash of texture. And with the light, we can add even more texture, having the beams of light show that this is a hard working condition, and that no surface will be unturned when it comes to the dinosaurs. Now, for the piece of resistance. 3 barrels and a hopper. A fun little hopper, which allows us to get more analyzers to make an automated analyzing system. This, we're allowed to place happy hoppers on top, folded with barrels. Because barrels don't lag the world, unlike some chests do. To round everything off, we can use our simple decor magic, matching the walls surrounding it. Last piece of resistance to hide the industrialness of some of the happy hoppers, not because we're scared of them, to show that them too, deserve privacy. And to match everything else around, the dark, deep slate. Voila. And as you can see, we're done. A perfect, wonderful enclosure for the laboratory. Now back to Nanyas. Who the heck was that guy? But yes, as you see, the room is done. We have the cultures, we have the amber glass, we have a prehistoric plant, and we have the doohickey bobs are connected to the doohickey bobs, which are connected to the doohickey bobs, which are connected to the doohickey bobs. And that's pretty much it. And we're at like 10 minutes into the video, so what's next? I don't know. We can do the forest, or we can do the museum, or we can go to a different dimension we haven't gone to yet, but we already did that a bunch. I don't know. And technically, with the tree project coming to a very end, I actually have a great idea for what we could do next. But first, this mountain over here needs to move. And what do I mean by move? I need it gone. Welcome. Now, obviously, this is me in the background, as you can see here, going over the fact that we ended up using a giant drill to destroy all that land. Obviously, I didn't nuke it. That was on a different world I created, and I added the nuke mod just for that bit. But the reason why I'm voicing over this because my vibes were at 0 due to the fact that over here at the storage building, I ended up running into an issue where the giant contraption that you're seeing in the other time lapse on screen had crashed my game. I ended up picking it up with the wrench, was in my inventory, and due to the fact that it was too many kilobytes, which you're seeing on screen right now, it ended up crashing the game to a point where I couldn't open it. So I ended up having to uninstall all the crate mods, and what ended up happening is that since I had my render distance at 2, because I predicted this was probably going to happen, all the items in the storage system were gone, which pretty much means 1 year and 6 months of item collecting down the drain. It's either that or losing the world, and I didn't want to lose the world. So yes, sadly, all that materials is gone. It's nothing crazy in regards to like, oh, everything is gone. Anything that was important, if I really want to, I can just put back into the game. That's the benefit of playing on single player. I can become God out of nowhere. But I ended up losing a lot of materials that I would normally have for building. So all the crate components, every regular Minecraft block, all the stuff I've ever farmed, all gone. So luckily I still have the dragon egg. That's really the main importance here, is having that dragon egg, because I don't want to cheat another one in. So, but I think this is just a lesson going on forward to be careful with world destruction. As you can see, it's pretty much empty over there. I was initially saying that I'm actually going to finish the forest before you actually see the next episode. I'm gonna guarantee that. Well, technically, as in like this is coming out Friday, so next week's Friday, the forest will be done, and then we'll be starting off on this next project of possibly building a mountain. Your boy's gonna have to either talk to somebody or figure out it on his own, but to make it realistic and make sense in regards to like building a mountain over there, because your boy wants to build a mountain because it's like stepping stones in regards to like getting to become a better builder. What now for the rest of the video? I don't know. I think I'm gonna actually just build the museum, so we ended on a good note, and allows me to get more material, because I actually need a lot more material for that actual museum. And I guess it ends on a high note, which, you know, there was Larry Ross and all the other stuff. Yeah, you get the point. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going somewhere. As you can see on the map, it's only this part and then this part, which even technically that part's not even done. So if we head over here, we would actually use our stairs. Eventually, these are going to be for fossils. So they'll have their own thing here. I think I'm going to put a guardrail over here. I need to fix that room too because it's been destroyed. But if we go over here, obviously we can head this way. We have the storage room, which I also need to fix. And we have this giant brick wall. Now this will go on and probably be leveled out with the terrain, because that was kind of the goal, was to have not everything just be super flat. Luckily, Harry has been harboring all my resources, so I actually went in and got, well, obviously more materials for this, which majority of it was just, you know, going to digging stuff up and then crafting the different components. It's fun. Oh, there goes my crafting table. It is funny how one moment you're building something in creative, and then the next moment you're building it in survival, and you realize you've used too many materials that are too hard to get. And I guess that's the disadvantage of having 170 things. But as you can see, this is the face of it. We're going to decorate the side. I'm probably not going to do that in this episode. I'll probably just do it on my own time. But, you know, this is kind of an eyesore as soon as you step out. I'm going to continue the pathway, probably going all the way over here, but these will be extended out by one. So I actually need to go get some more diorite, because that's where the actual giant fossils are going to be. But here is the museum. Now, you've already seen the front side. I actually made this in creative, which majority of the buildings, as of recently, I've kind of been doing, except for the Poet Hotel and the interior of the aquarium section. But all this was made pretty much in creative on the test world and then transferred over here to the schematic cannon. But I love this room and I love mangrove. I'm so glad I ended up upgrading, because mangrove is so, I don't know if you noticed, your boy likes red because it's his favorite color, so that's why my character is red. But yes, this is the main interior for one section of the museum. The point of the museum is, one, to have it be here so we can put stuff in the museum. So like the dragon egg, our first nether star, you know, random lore in the world, rare resources like enchanted apples, which they're not really that rare anymore. But it is to be a stepping stone towards exploration. If you were to press M, as you can see, I've already pretty much explored the whole world. Majority of it was me going around the actual island, so we can actually have it all in the map. So I actually don't know what's over here specifically, or I don't know what's in these villages specifically. Don't know what all is in here specifically. And this is where the new gen starts. But obviously I have this going for us, which is going to be the section of, ignore that, the regular Minecraft biomes. So this will be all the biomes that are in Minecraft put in this main room, which you can kind of see here. The savanna biome, dark oak forest, mangrove swamp. You get the point. It's pretty much all these biomes. Some of them have been combined, like the plains biome. It will all be in this little book. It'll all be the ones that combine, like the plains, oak forest, all that stuff like that. You know, the subsection biomes will be their own thing. And for an example, the few of them are already been made. So we have the plains in the oak forest biome, we have a desert biome, and we have a spruce taiga biome, and this is like anything chilly biome. And then we'll have a jungle and red sand and the moor. Maybe that'll be terracotta. Maybe the badlands. We have the deep dark. I did the correlation and I did the math, and we actually ended up with 2 extras. So I ended up doing an extra end area, as well as the fossils and archaeology volcanic biome. But we also have these biomes, which are all the nether biomes. So this is the basic biome, Soul Sand Valley, Wart Forest, Crimson Forest, and then Basalt Deltas. And it turns out I recorded that whole section and actually wasn't recording. As you can see here, we have the koi fish part, which this right here is inspired by this flag I found on Pinterest. I simply just took the koi fish part and just put it in a mural, which is obviously yin and yang with their separate koi fish, and then gray being in the middle to show the colors combining. So I like how this looks. I think it looks pretty good. This is obviously copied on the other side, which I think looks amazing as well. And then if we actually stay where I am and look down from up here, look around, as you can see, it is a cool glass dome and having lighting on it as well with the sloped lanterns. We also have this cool chandelier, which I will get into in a moment, but this is a custom chandelier I've done. And this room I really like, and I can't wait to expand more. But yes, with this whole room feeling airy and breathable, I do want to come out to the front just to explain that all this was pretty much built in creative. So it was built in creative, and I simply just made a schematic cannon, transferred over to survival world, got all the materials, and it is built here. Majority of this building is made by the wand of symmetry, or symmetry. I don't know how to say it. Keep confusing the two words. So this side is obviously red, and this side is obviously blue, which this is not the finished side. And hopefully I lined this up perfectly that I'm standing in the same spot. I don't know. That might annoy a few people. Either way, this side is identical to the other than the fact that it's blue. So if you were to look up real quick, as you can see, the ceiling is pretty much the same thing, but blue. It is missing a little bit more detail, but halfway going through this, the wand of symmetry wasn't acting right, so half the room was like being made and the other half wasn't. So I ended up moving the wand of symmetry into the middle of this room, and then just got lazy and decided not to do more of the texture in the building. I may do that later, but to be honest with you, if anyone's walking into a museum and they're immediately looking up and they're walking around like this, you have an issue. But what you will look up for is the chandelier, my custom chandelier. It looks amazing. It's nothing crazy. It's literally just the square block, the middle block, and then the end rods, but it looks so good. And on the other room, it looks way better. As you see, we're in the other room, and due to the fact that I did texture the top ceiling so it's not just flat, it looks a little bit more lively, and I like how this looks. But that's not the only main feature. As you can see, we are obviously in a museum, and this one is free of charge. But you might get a little parched. You might say a little hungry. So why don't we go to the shopping area, which is this little bit right here. As you can see, it's a little cafe corner. It's literally like on the right side when you walk in, and the whole point of this is for visitors to come over here and they get their snack. Hey, yo, what? Give me a bacon, egg, and cheese. This is pretty much copied from the villager one over yonder, just with the kitchen utensils. So that's like the oven that collects the smoke, and then we have the modded items in there. So eventually we'll get a work keeper in here, but what I need from you is to give me a name. Wow, look at that, a name. We need a name for this business. And in order to give me that name, because I actually get a lot more people to respond, not on YouTube, go to my Instagram. It should be showing up in this corner right here. And go to my story. By the time this is going up, it should be going up at the same time. Stories last 24 hours. And I will pick the best one and put it up here. So I'm actually getting good at this like third person pointing thing. But yes, this place looks amazing. The stairs simply go up to the second part. That's the only way you get up to the second part. And you can experience this whole area, and it looks beautiful and amazing. I'm not going to tell you what that is over there. You'll see it in the future. But even look at this view. This looks amazing. I like how I did all this work. This took a day, by the way. It was just a bunch of trial and error. And to the point where I like this room so much that I was like, I'm just going to do the wand of symmetry and do it on that side. This will be the main bit where you come in and pay $0 and you get a little brochure, and then you go on exploring. Don't know what this room's going to be. There's a chance that it will go up to a second floor. There's a chance it will go to a bottom floor. There's a chance it will just keep going. I will, in my spare time, block all this off and to be like under construction, so it looks like it's being actively built in, like on real life. They have like, oh, we're adding renovations to the place. So we have that in there, but we didn't take down the chandeliers. This side identical, and it will have something going this way, as well as a shop over here, which I haven't done yet. So I'll probably do something different. I don't want to have everything identical. That's kind of low-key cheating. We will be adding more onto this during the series, especially with the expansion, but I think a mountain's gonna go over there. I don't know. But that's not all that I've done. So as you can see, this is the forest that I've been doing for quite a while. Obviously I've upgraded it, but we haven't actually been over here in a while. Just the fact that it's been in the background. And I actually have been going in and adding more trees. As you can see, this whole section is pretty much new. This whole section over here is pretty much new. I've added more texturing because I felt like it was missing a lot more, and actually have gone in and done some of the bone meal stuff. So then it's in the background. And I actually need to go in and fix a few of these errors. But going on, as you can see, we have a giant boulder because 2 reasons why I started doing the forest again was because your boy got inspired by these 2 videos. One about how Minecraft nature is, and then 2 about people being in real life nature and having that be their inspiration for their Minecraft builds. So I've been actually taking their videos into my inspiration box, which allows me to realize that my forest was simply just going to be this. There's just going to be you never having to go into the middle because there was never nothing inside of it. But that's not how forests are in real life. What? Obviously, to collect all the mangrove, we were doing a bunch of mangrove downstairs, and I'm assuming that it fades through the floor. So this rock right here, one, adds 2 things. One, a little bit of life to the forest, because I believe in Beans and Apples video, they actually showed themselves walking around in, real life nature, and there's just a bunch of giant boulders being moved around. I believe there's a scientific reason for the boulders being there. I don't remember, but it inspired me to pretty much add more giant boulders into this forest. And it does, the 1, adding more nature, and 2, if we were to keep walking this way, allows you to block sight lines, which will have a new enclosure over here, and you can't see it until you get fully around, which motivates you to walk where you are right now, which is right here, and allows you to look at this enclosure. But as you can see, we started doing the river, which will be coming from the waterfall, but we've also started to add a little bit more terrain because this area felt a little bit too flat in my opinion. So we're going to add a little bit more terrain here. But that's not all, folks. Not just giant rocks and more terrain. We have a little fancy bit over here, which if I run, we have a little alcove, which I believe is the word I can use here. It's like a little cave, which has got, it recently just rained. So the rain is obviously going to go to the lowest parts, which is this little indent right here. And it's been collecting up in these little puddles. So, and we have this little cave. Now, as of right now, this cave goes nowhere, and it probably will go nowhere due to the fact that the lumber mill is below this area. But it's simply here for, real life immersion. And it shows like, this world is actively being lived in, and the water eroded this area due to it being the deepest part and started like carving out a point where, it created a little cave. This is a fancy place you would leave here. If you were ever running around somewhere with a buddy, you and your little buddy going over here, getting out of the rain and protecting you from any giant monsters that are out in these scary forests. So, and this adds a little bit more, I guess, kind of lore to this world. Obviously, it's being lit up by some glow lichen. And the whole point of this forest, even though, yes, I am building it in this series, is that it's been here before the lumber mill got here. I simply came here to store some trees and put the lumber mill here and added the enclosures. So this is here before I got here, even though I just built it. And that's actually going to be it for this episode. Yes, I know there wasn't a lot of dinosaurs except for like skeletons and like, doohickymatrons. But your boy, I just broke something. Your boy is on the 30-minute mark. And I like to keep my videos consistent. So this is going to be like a building episode. Kind of like the Fossils Craft SMP episode, which you haven't seen that, go watch that. But with that out the way, next episode will be us dealing with the forest, which won't be the majority of it, I hope. And possibly doing a Spinosaurus enclosure. What? You have something to look forward to, I swear. I swear. But with that being said, like and subscribe for more content like this. Hope to see you in the future. Most importantly, have a majestic